And we're streaming. Sweet.
Woohoo! So welcome everybody. Does anybody have any wonderful wins from yesterday? Woohoo!
Any wins? Any
Hi,
follow-up?
Kimberly. Hello.
Jamie, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I had a win. So I've been doing a lot of the interacting posts. And so I've kind of noticed that my feed is booming a lot. So I thought that was really cool from having just simple questions. I did want the spouse, talked about your spouse from Paparazzi's email. So that was like a huge hit. I think I had like 57 likes and I can't remember how many comments, but it was awesome.
That's
Good.
so awesome.
Good.
That's so awesome.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
That's fabulous. We're so excited.
Any others? We're looking at live Facebook Live. Any people joining us from over there? Any wins from over there? Any comments? Oh, we got Kimberly, hand raised.
Yes, so my daughter's reel that I did last week, I told you guys about that it got over like 70,000 views plays. Now it's up to like 300,000.
300,000.
Yeah, it was just a simple, like she was helping a little girl come up to her when she was in her cheer uniform and asked her to do a split with her. And so she just did it with her to teach her and like gave her a high five and that was it. so
Awesome.
My suggestion is if you have a reel, like of just any kind of moment, do it because that's what people relate to.
Right.
Yeah, you don't need to make it a big deal. You just do what life is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about it.
I think we definitely get in our heads about it. And something that Frazier was saying today at the end that I loved is like something is better than nothing. Some views, even if you get less than 50 views, if you get less than 10 views, if you only get 1 or 2 views, it's better than nothing. And what's great about it is you're practicing. And as you practice anything, your confidence rises and you'll become a little bit better and better. And just it'll be more and more easy as well. So
I had a win. Can I share my win?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see my number here really quick. I got on my live and I never know on my live, sometimes you just don't know what you're going to say till you say it. And I got on my live and I started talking about the Love Life bracelet and how I had cancer and how I learned to love my life and live every minute and how amazing people are. Well, holy cow, we just went in and cut it. It was just my live and it was the first 5 minutes of my life. She just went in and cut a part of that, my little assistant, because I don't know how to do that. And she helped me post that and I got 13,000 views and it's been like 2 days.
So awesome.
Yeah. So I'm
so awesome.
About that.
What's great about that too is as we get bigger and bigger, you guys, I think a lot of times us as network marketers think we have to do everything and anything by ourselves in the business. We're like a one-man show. And so as we get there, learn as you get hired. I mean, as you have the resources to do it, or if you're able to be resourceful or creative enough to do it, have someone come in as part-time and help you out with shipping. Have someone come in as part-time and help you out with some content stuff. Find people that are their strengths. And if that's not your strength, it's okay to ask for help. I think so many times we feel like we have to do everything ourselves and we're not okay if we don't ask for help.
Eric Worre says that you should be doing income producing activities. So decide how much money you want to make. Are you going to be 100,000 a year? If you're $1 million, if you want to make $1 million a year, that means that everything you do, you have to be making $500 an hour. So is it worth $500 an hour for me to package and ship? No. Is it worth $500 an hour for me to sit and figure out how to post on Instagram? No. So we have an assistant that's our social media that she's much smarter than me and gets all that stuff. And I just spent an hour and a half with her and we did a couple of reels, a couple of little talky things. And then she cuts and does all that stuff and helps me post it. So that's the best part. So remember, as you start to grow, you are worth $500 an hour. What are you doing for that?
And see if you can be creative, be resourceful. If you don't feel like you have the resources or the money to do it, it's not, I mean, Tony Robbins, I love Tony Robbins. He says it's more about being resourceful than the resources. Yeah. Meaning if the more creative you are is better than the money that you have. Okay. So if you don't have money to give other people to pay for them, see if you can pay for them, pay them in jewelry. See if there's someone in your neighborhood or someone that you could pay in jewelry rather than just money until you have the resources to be able to do that. Right. Yeah. So just a few different things that to think about, or like hire it out. Like I know Fiverr is fairly cheap that you can hire out different jobs, or, you know, we've even like finding a VA, a virtual assistant that can help you out. That's cheap. So depends on what can work out for you, and take baby steps. Take baby steps. We didn't go from 0 to 100 from all the people that work for us. It's been a slow process, but take the steps. Take the steps to do it. Cool?
Cool. Let's go.
Okay.
Today was good. Today they talked about stories.
Yep. So all this week is about creating content. We've talked about reels. We've talked about lives. We've talked about engagement posts yesterday. And today we're talking about stories.
Stories today. One thing that he said right at the first is that he said, commit to be a finisher. He said, we get excited. This is totally me. I get excited and I want to do this, and this, and this. And I sometimes don't follow it through all the way. I'm a great starter. I'm a fantastic starter. But he said, commit to be a finisher. And he said, put it in bold, write it, post it on your, in fact, if you're going to be a finisher, put in the chat right now. I am a finisher. Put it in all bold letters. I am a finisher. If that's you, type it. I am a finisher. Roxanne's a finisher. Oh, awesome. Woohoo. Let's see who that, Demita? Megan, woohoo. Let's see. Who's a finisher? I want to know. I want to see it. Who's a finisher? Because it's fun to start, but Jamie is, Andrea is, Letitia, oh, Maid and Susan, Renee, and oh my gosh, what?
Great job.
Finishers. Take one thing and get it done, and then start another thing. That's really awesome.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, so he's talked about the start-stop principle, because you start and then you stop. You start and you stop. You start and you stop. So that might look like I work Monday through Friday. So I work and post and call people and stay on my game. And then Saturday, I do a little bit. Sometimes I'll call and talk to some consultants, or I'll post some jewelry or do some of those things. But Sunday I take off. And that's okay. That's okay. But when you think about that, out of 7 days, 2 days I've stopped. And he says, just do a little bit on those other days. Don't stop. Continue, because you got to start over on Monday and start all over again.
Even if you can just, I mean, you can schedule a post out like an engagement post. Schedule something out on a Saturday. Okay. Schedule out a reel or something. So today's is about stories. And something that he talked about is there's this, when you look up stories, we were more based off of Instagram, but I'm sure it's similar as on Facebook. But the stories to the left that you see right when you open up your platform, the ones to the left are the more relevant ones, and based off of two things. It's based off of your engagement and based off on the percentage of your views. Okay. So you're going to see ones off to the left, the ones more that you engage with, and more ones that you watch more, because Facebook is seeing, or Instagram is seeing, both of them are seeing that these are the ones you're watching more. So I'm going to give you more of what you want. Okay. So realize, you guys, what is the purpose? Like taking a big step back, what is the purpose of any social media platform? They want you to stay there as long as possible. That's their goal. So they're going to give you what you want, what you like. So if you keep watching and liking a certain thing, they're going to keep giving it to you. And that's why you stay on it. That's why we get hooked sometimes. I mean, I don't know if you guys have like gone down the TikTok hole. That's like hours, right? Sometimes YouTube, you know, Instagram. I mean, that's why the feed, that's why they set it up that way. They literally set up that way to condition us that we want to see more, because they're giving us what we want. Okay. So the ones that we want, that we view the most and we like the most, is going to be the furthest to the left that you're seeing first.
Now this is stories, those little circles on Instagram.
These are just stories.
But there's stories on Facebook too, right?
Yep, there's stories on Facebook.
Right.
So again, these are based on two different items of like what is based off of the that you see the farthest left. Sorry. First thing is based off engagement. So engagement means when you click on a story, it's if you love heart it, if you share it, if you comment on that story, if you put any emojis in there, any stickers or polls or quizzes. Okay. So when you're watching stories, that's the engagement that you're based off of if you're interacting with an engagement thing. Okay. And he said, Fraser's been doing a little study on his own for the last 4 weeks. And he said the ones that he gets the best return on his, you could say, investment or time is comments. So you want people to comment on your stories more than anything else, okay? Because it takes a little bit more time than to share it or to love heart it or to emoji it, okay? So you're trying to, when you do calls to action, when we talk about this, you want to do a call to action for people to comment on it. Just like the engagement post yesterday, the call to action was to get them to talk and comment and engage with you. That's what you want, okay? And then the based off of the percentage is based off of how many times you watch the story and how much percentage of the story that you actually watch. So if you only watch 50% of it, they're only going to give you a 50% rate. If you watch it 3 times, that's 300% rate. So they kind of do this little algorithm of like, okay, this person's watched this multiple times. I'm going to bump them up more.
So think about that. So it's better for you to do a 15-second reel or story or post than it is for you to do a whole minute. Because people are in Robbie calls it Amazon Prime age, because you want it immediately. We want it now. We want it now. We want it now. So if you have a 15-second reel, your average of more people watching it all the way to the end is greater than somebody sitting and watching. I get excited and I see something and I like it and I'll sit and watch it for a minute, but after about 30 seconds, it's like, okay. And you go on to the next, you go on to the next, you go on to the next.
Even like, be self-aware for a second and be curious and kind of step back. Like, okay, what types of stories do I watch? Are they super long? What do they look like? What are they doing inside of it? Are they shorter? What's in like, so kind of see what you like and take your own assessment of like, okay, here's the type of things that I like, and I'm going to try and recreate that. Okay. So that's kind of stories. That's kind of the background of stories. And now we're going to go into our dare. Is that okay?
Please. Yes.
Okay.
Do.
So the dare today is we're going to create a quote-based story. So this is going to be very easy because we don't have to do a live video. It's nothing about ourselves. It's going to be very, very simple. Okay. So I'm going to do the best that I can to explain this for you guys. I'm going to kind of talk through some steps of how you can do it. I think it's going to be a little hard to be able to show that on the video, but I'm going to talk through it with you guys. Okay. So
everybody pull your phone out and go to Instagram.
Yep. So we're going to talk about it in Instagram.
I'll do it.
So step 1 is we're going to find a quote. So this is something that we'll find a little bit later, and it could be something right now, but you want to find a quote, a tip or a lesson or something that's valuable that you can give, that you can get others people's to engage with. Okay?
One or two sentences.
That's the first step, is finding something. Number 2 is we're going to have a call to action comment. So it's like, hey, comment. Yes, if you agree with this quote, or comment what's some
value.
I mean, something that Fraser talked about was this idea that, okay, he talked about this idea of selling and value, and how a lot of times the reason why we don't get very much engagement or we're not building ourselves is we're so much focused on selling and not providing value to people. Okay. So he had this little like comment about like, okay, comment value down below. So find a call to action that's easy for people to respond to. Okay. Number 3 is we're going to post this story, and we're going to go through these steps of how you do this in a second. And then at the end, we're going to repurpose this story into a reel, and we'll talk through that as well. Okay. So the steps of how to create it. Is that okay if I go into this?
Please.
So how you're going to do this is going to be very, very, very simple. Okay. So you're going to take a picture of yourself. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to worry about anything whatsoever. You just need a photo. Okay. You're not going to be showing this photo, so it doesn't matter. I would take this photo right now of me, even it could be an ugly photo. It doesn't matter. You just need a photo. Okay. So then you're going to go, once you take a picture of yourself or take a picture, you're going to go up to the settings. It's going to be the top 3 buttons up at the top. And then you're going to click draw up there. Okay. And then you're going to select a color and try and find a color that's like on brand with you guys, with what you like. Like it could be pink. My mom loves yellow. It could be, I know our branding is kind of like a little softer pink, but whatever branding that you guys like, find a color that you guys like. Okay. Then you're going to click on the image and hold the image until the entire screen is filled with the color. So that's why it doesn't matter the picture. You're going to fill the entire screen with the color. Okay. Now you're going to go out to the top, click on the text, and then you're going to write out your quote, your message, or your tip or trip or lesson. Okay.
So your quote or your tip might be $5 jewelry is such a great bargain, but the value is the friendship that we get in this family.
Yep. So you can find something that applies to the business, or just even a quote like, hey, win the morning, win the day. Comment down below if you're a morning person or if you're a night owl. You know, could be something like that. I mean, that's like an engagement type one. But like, comment down below if you've won the win the morning, right? Something like that. Okay. So
let's go back. Let's talk. Okay, go to Instagram. Go to your stories like you're going to make a new story.
Yep, so you're going to click on your go to your profile, click the plus button like you're going to create some content on there.
And you can just take your camera there or take a picture and click on the picture.
You're going to fill it with color.
And then you go to the three little dots at the top right-hand side, click those and go to draw.
Yep, draw. You're going to hold on to the image until the whole screen is filled with color. Then you're going to fill it with text, fill it with the quote, put the quote, and then put the call to action underneath it. Okay.
So you're going to have the quote. What was the win the morning something?
Win the morning, win the day.
Win the morning, win the day, exclamation point. Comment, win down below. And you can even go and do another draw and draw an arrow that points down.
To where the comment little like bar is, right?
So it's all you said, win the morning, win the day, comment below, win, or if this is you, comment win below.
Right. And you can even like do some, I mean, that's an easy call to action. You could even just say, hey, what do you guys do? What do you do for your morning routines? What do you like to do to make you feel better? Okay. So that's a little bit of engagement, but if the shorter and easier, the better, like one word is the best with call to actions. Okay. Then you're going to go to settings again, up at the top right, the little three dots. You're going to save it. And then you go next, and then you're going to share it to your story. Okay. Then it's on your story. You've created a story. Okay.
So that's posted to your story now.
Yep. Very
now
easy.
You've created what is it called? A quote-based story.
Quote-based story.
There you go.
So you've created your story. Now what you're going to do is because you've saved the image and saved that, you're going to go back into this is how you're going to create a reel from it. So now you have two pieces of content with the same one. It's like a 2-in-1. You're going to go back to your camera roll, select that saved image, add some music to it. Okay. A lot of times when you add music, it'll pop up and say, oh, here's some recommended music for you. Just like click on something that's recommended for you. Okay. To make this easy. He did like 5 or 10 seconds, put like 5 seconds in there, maybe 6, 5 seconds. Maybe it could be even sometimes if it's shorter and people don't have the whole time to read it, that's good because they have to watch the story a couple times in order to, then you get like 3 or 4 different views if your quote is a little bit longer. Okay. Then as you save that, be kind of, when you're saving the thumbnail, try and set it up so the quote's in the thumbnail. So when you're posting that to your Instagram, then you'll be able to see that. If it's not perfect, it's okay. In time, you'll get better and better at this. And then as you're writing the hook for the description, write a hook. Hey, best way to win the morning, win the day. Let's win this day. And then call to action is comment win down below for winning this day today. So example, very draft mode. Obviously, you guys figure out what's best for you and we're just trying to talk about high level strategy and then you guys just customize it to you guys. Okay.
So with one little quote with a colored background, you have a story. Then you take that picture, put music to it. You have a reel.
Yep.
And you are asking people the exact same thing, comment win below, and it's going to blow up. Yep. That'll be cool.
So it's a great way of how to get content and engagement. Okay. So it's an easy way for this. Okay. So we're going to, how does that sound? Is it okay if we open it up into some Q&A?
So let's talk about the dare again one more time. Let's emphasize that. Yep. The dare
is to create the story You're gonna
quote-based story.
Quote-based story. You're gonna post it to your story. Make sure you have a call to action in there, and then you're gonna repurpose that story into a reel, and then you're gonna post that reel.
Easy peasy today. Easy
Okay.
peasy.
Okay. So, any questions?
You want to say hi, Brett?
Hi, you guys. Sorry, I was going to be here today. And the great thing about this business and even these Zooms, if you have something come up, we have them recorded. Come back and rewatch them. If it's, okay, what were they saying? Go back and do things. My kid had to get stitches, so we're in the ER for that. We're back. But that's why I love what I do, because I was into work. I was coming in and I'm like, guess what? I don't have to come in. I'm going to turn. My family's the most important. And so if you have work, if you have things going on, do just take a break and you can come back and watch things or do posts later. Like that's the beautiful thing about this.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Questions?
Any questions from today with the stories? We'll post those steps in here. Honestly, it's a great opportunity for you to just mess around. If you've never created a story or a reel, to be able to go in there and just practice. I think that's the biggest thing, is just practice. Because sometimes at the beginning of anything, it's very slow and kind of clunky. But as you do this can be really quick for you. Okay.
And I think I'm going to throw in here too, on stories, a lot of people do it like right in the moment, where I'm not good with that. I am better that it might be a day or 2 days later. So I'm telling you guys my secrets. So if it's something that you see that it's funny with your kids, or something, take a picture, or something engaging, like, here, I spilled milk all over the counter. How many times do you spill your milk and it drops everywhere? Hurry and take a picture or video it. That's like, I need to get this cleaned up. And then you can go and you can post that later and say, do you guys ever have accidents? So there's things like that you can repurpose, that if you're in the moment, like that's what I've been trying to get more of a habit of, is hurry and take a picture in the moment, and then I can post it to my stories later instead of pulling it out and doing a story right then, if that's not what you're used to. And then eventually it gets easier. My mom's been really good about this, of just turning on and just doing stories or going live. So there's a tip for you.
Awesome.
Okay.
Any questions whatsoever about stories, creating content, things that we've done already in the 90-day?
I'm looking at chat.
Well, this was easy today. I love Fraser Brooks. He gets in there, he teaches you, and it's over.
Yep.
So if there's no questions, last call for questions, then we will end and let you go get new releases, and we will be here tomorrow. Now,
Yep.
watch our page tomorrow, because typically on Friday he goes a little bit longer. So we might be a different time tomorrow. I don't know.
We'll see what we're gonna do. Okay. Well, thanks so much, you guys, for joining us, especially over there on Facebook. We love you guys here on Zoom as well. You're awesome. It's great seeing your faces, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.